Have you ever found yourself engrossed in the rich, intricate universe of Middle-earth or Narnia, marveling at their detailed landscape, history, and unique character? Such fascinating worlds, born from the mind of their creator, are examples of what's known as paracosm, a term that captures the essence of the human capacity for boundless imagination. But what exactly is a paracosm, and what are some examples of paracosm, and how does it impact our society and individuals? Let's find out with PAA. Hi, I'm Xiaoxue Lo. Welcome to What People Also Ask, where I answer some of the most Googled questions with even more Googling. Today's keyword is paracosm. We will explore what exactly constitutes a paracosm, examples of paracosm, and dive into how they affect both our society and individuals. So let's start with our first question. What are paracosms? The word paracosms refers to detailed made-up worlds that are usually created by kids or teenagers. Many times this made-believe world can continue to grow and develop even when the creator becomes adult, showing how powerful their imagination can be. The term paracosm comes from two Greek words, para, which means alongside or beyond, and cosm, which means world or universe. So a paracosm is like a whole other universe that exists side by side with our real world, but is made up entirely in someone's imagination. Consequently, a paracosm characterizes an immersive, alternative universe that exists beyond the bound of our known world. The term paracosm was first introduced by Ben Vincent, a self-proclaimed paracosmist. Vincent's work built upon earlier research by Robert Silvey, a researcher for the BBC. Silvey's research into private speech and pretended play provided valuable insight into the mental construct of paracosms. Each paracosm is uniquely devised, often featuring elaborate geography and landscape ranging from the orderly fantastical to closely resembling earthly terrains. They possess a distinctive history that may span millennia, encompassing epic narratives of creation, civilizations, conflict, and resolutions. These narratives, no matter how fantastical, maintain a high level of internal consistency, showcasing the meticulous thought invested in the construction. In addition to geography and history, language is another key aspect in many paracosms. Creators may develop complex languages, sometimes multiple, complete with their own syntax, vocabulary, and script, enhancing the realism and depth of the managed world. Paracosms are usually also full of characters, which could be human magical creatures or entirely new kind of beings. The creators usually feel very connected to the character and spend a lot of time thinking about who they are, what their relationships are like, and what kind of society they live in. Even though each paracosm can be very different from each other and can last for a different amount of time, they all have something in common. They are all really well thought out and consistent within their own roles. This shows how creative and clever the people who make them are. These worlds are like a peek into how well humans can imagine and build complex worlds. So what are some examples of paracosms in literature and media? Paracosms have frequently found their way into celebrated literature and media. Worlds like Middle-earth by J.R.R. Tolkien, Pandora from the movie Avatar by James Cameron, and Discworld by Terry Pratchett were all once paracosms in the mind of their creator before they become part of our cultural landscape. Such creations often become an enduring legacy of their creators, demonstrating how personal paracosm can resonate with broad audiences. The complex narrative, relatable characters, and carefully constructed landscape offer an escape, an opportunity for audience to explore this world, fostering empathy, broadening perspectives, and sparkling creativity. Here are some notable examples of paracosm in media and literature. 1. Middle-earth, J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. Middle-earth, the brainchild of J.R.R. Tolkien, is a vivid paracosm, its landscape ranging from the serene Shire to barren Mordor, housing races like elves, dwarves, hobbits, and humans. Each race boasted distinctive culture, histories, and languages, with Tolkien's detailed elven languages standing out. Middle-earth's history spanned ages, encompassing epic battles and shifting kingdoms. This comprehensive detail validates Middle-earth as a paracosm. 2. Narnia, C.S. Lewis' Chronicle of Narnia. Narnia, a whimsical paracosm from the Chronicle of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, is brimming with talking animal magic and mythical beings. Its varied geography and inhabitants contribute to the captivating lore, with Aslan's creation of the world standing out. Its rich history, unique inhabitant, and the intriguing blend of magic qualify Narnia as a compelling paracosm. 3. Hogwarts, Harry Potter's universe. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter's universe, a captivating paracosm beyond Hogwarts, is packed with magical locales and clandestine society of witches and wizards with their distinct culture, history, and educational system. The universe's comprehensive narrative extending beyond the main storyline qualified it as paracosm. 4. Pandora, James Cameron's Avatar. Pandora, an alien moon from James Cameron's Avatar, is a fascinating paracosm filled with exotic landscape and unique life form. Home to the sentient Na'vi, their intricate language and spiritual culture, Pandora also showcasing biotic creature bond and neural network-like ecosystem. The extensive detailing qualifies Pandora as a rich paracosm. 5. Springfield, Simpsons. Springfield, the iconic town from The Simpsons, is a unique paracosm resembling American town, featuring prominent landmark and diverse cast with distinctive characteristics. The involving narrative and societal issues explored through the characters and town setting certify Springfield as a captivating paracosm. 6. Discworld, Terry Pratchett's Discworld series. Discworld by Sir Terry Pratchett is a unique paracosm featuring a disc-shaped world with peculiar physics, inhabited by diverse creatures with intricate culture and socio-political systems. Discworld's narrative and humor contribute to its fascinating appeal. The rich detailing established Discworld as developed paracosm. 7. The Star Wars universe. The Star Wars universe, George Lucas' creation, is a comprehensive paracosm featuring diverse galaxy, species, culture, and intricate political narrative. The expansive history and metaphysic force concept enrich the universe. Additionally, the expanded universe additions makes this paracosm even more detailed. What are the purpose and impacts of paracosm? Child development psychologists have taken a keen interest in the study of paracosm, suggesting that they function as a way for children to orient themselves in reality. Creating a paracosm is seen as an exercise in real-world building, a way for young minds to grapple with and make sense of complex concepts relating to the society, relationships, ethics, and identity. Paracosm often serves as a refuge or coping mechanism, particularly in the case of childhood trauma, loss, or maladaptive conditions. This can be seen in the work of Emily Bronte and her sibling, who, after their mother's and sister's death, created a paracosm called Gondo as a means of navigating their grief. Meanwhile, paracosm can also stimulate creativity and problem-solving skills. They provide a safe and flexible space where children can experiment, take risks, and learn from their mistakes without facing real-world consequences. Some research suggests paracosm play is an indicator of high creativity and is often seen in individuals recognized for their high intellectual giftedness. For example, in a study titled Imaginary World Play in Childhood and Maturity and Its Impact on Adult Creativity, published in Creativity Research Journal in 2006, aimed to explore the relationship between creating imaginary world or paracosm during childhood and the ability to think creatively in adulthood. The study compared two groups: MacArthur Fellows, who are recognized for their creativity, and students from Michigan State University MSU. The researchers asked this group questions to understand how common it was for them to create imaginary worlds during their childhood, and whether this creative play influenced their adult work. Previous studies suggesting that such imaginative play were rare and mostly linked to art. However, the funding of this study was different. They discovered that creating Paracosm was quite common among MSU students. Between 3% to 12% reported having done it. Moreover, it's even more frequent among highly creative MacArthur Fellows, between 5% to 26%. Interestingly, it wasn't just the artists who reported this childhood play, but also scientists and social scientists too. Additionally, many of the MacArthur Fellows who created Paracosm as kids saw a connection between their early imaginative play and their creative work as adults. This finding suggests that creating an imaginary world in childhood might act as a sort of early training for creativity, and is a topic that deserves more investigation. Can Paracosm be used as therapy? Paracosm can serve as therapeutic sanctuary, offering an unconventional yet powerful form of self-therapy. This private world provides a safe and controlled environment that can facilitate the process of emotional healing and cognitive rehabilitation. They allow individuals to confront and manage their trauma, fear, and insecurity in a way that is both manageable and meaningful. A compelling example of this therapeutic application of Paracosm is the story of Mark Haugenkamp. Haugenkamp was the victim of a brutal assault that left him with severe brain damage and post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD). Struggling with his recovery and grappling with the traumatic memory of the attack, Haugenkamp sought solace and healing in the creation of his own Paracosm, a miniature World War II era Belgian town named Markwenko. Markwenko was not just an imaginary construct, but also a physical real-life world, intricately crafted and populated with dolls symbolizing people from Haugenkamp's real life, each narrative woven into the fabric of Markwenko reflected aspect of Haugenkamp's own experience and emotion. They become vessels for him to project his fear, his hope, and his journey toward recovery. In the process of curating this microcosm, Haugenkamp was able to navigate his trauma in a non-threatening and manageable way. The Paracosm served as a narrative tool that enabled him to reconstruct and make sense of his traumatic experience, thereby facilitating his emotion healing and cognitive rehabilitation. Markwenko thus underscored the potential therapeutic power of Paracosm, highlighting their role as creative, effective, and personal means of coping with trauma and adversity. Is Paracosm dangerous? While Paracosm can be a wonderful outlet for creativity, solace, and intellectual exploration, it's essential to maintain a balance. Immersion in a Paracosm should not replace engagement with the real world. These imaginary worlds are most beneficial when they serve as complement to our real-world experiences, providing a space for reflection, creativity, and problem-solving while ensuring we remain connected to reality. As captivating and beneficial a Paracosm can be, a word of caution is necessary. The creation and maintenance of the immersive, imaginative world should never eclipse one's engagement with reality. While Paracosm can serve as a fantastic outlet for creativity, solace, and intellectual exploration, and even therapy, they must remain in balance with the tangible world we inhabit. Paracosm, by their very nature, are intense and absorbing. They offer a level of control and predictability that reality often lacks, making them an enticing place to retreat. However, too much immersion could lead to an unhealthy disconnection from reality, jeopardizing essential real-world interaction and experiences. This disengagement might result in difficult dealing with one's life unpredictability, forming real-world relationships, or fully participating in society. Ideally, Paracosm should exist as a complementary space to our real-world experiences, rather than substitution. They should provide a platform for reflection, innovation, and problem-solving without severing our tie to the real world. Engaging with our paracosm can help us make sense of reality and process complex emotion, but it's equally crucial to apply this insight and experiences to our tangible world. Therefore, while we acknowledge and celebrate the profound impacts of paracosm, we must also remain cognizant of the need to balance this imaginative realm with our real lived realities. It is the balance that ensures full spectrum of benefit of paracosm can offer, from sparkling creativity fostering emotional resilience without compromising our grounding in the real world. So if you made it to the end of the video, chances are that you enjoy learning what people also ask on Google. But let's face it, reading PAA yourself will be a pain. So here's the deal. I will do a reading for you and compiling some from PAA once a week. All you have to do is to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, so you won't miss any PAA report that I compile. So just do it right now.